Elon Musk reveals his plan to colonize Mars. Ready to live on Mars? It may not happen for a while, as Elon Musk recently revealed that astronauts on the red planet could finally become a reality by 2029. The SpaceX CEO has a long-standing vision of establishing a city on the red planet. It could be self-sustaining, home to 1 million people, and transform humanity into a multi-planet species. Perhaps Musk's most ambitious goal could keep him occupied for the next 3 decades. Why are we doing this, Musk said at the company's February 2022 Starship Progress update. I think this is a significant thing for the future of life itself. There's always some chance that something could go wrong on Earth. Dinosaurs are not around anymore. Musk also explained how, being a simple insurance policy, the plan seems to build something inspiring. Life can't just be about solving problems, Musk said. There must be things that inspire you and move your heart. You're excited about the future when you wake up in the morning. But while fans initially expected to see the first humans reach Mars by the mid-2020s, Musk revealed on his Twitter page this week that an image with astronauts on the red planet would more likely come to life sometime in 2029. As a recent research shows, the landscape of Mars is pretty treacherous. Astronauts will face surprise obstacles like dust collecting on solar panels and tiny Mars rocks that could cause havoc with NASA's Curiosity mission. Want to find out more about Musk's plans for a Mars City? Subscribe to Musk Reads Plus for exclusive interviews and analysis about spaceflight, electric cars, and more. So here's what you need to know about Musk's mission. Musk plans to build a full-size city on the surface of Mars, and this city would be open to regular people, not scientists and researchers. People interested in moving to Mars could pay for their flight with a loan. Once there, people could repay the loan by working in anything from iron foundries to pizzerias. Musk declared at a 2016 conference that there would be a labor shortage for a long time. This city would be free to govern itself on its own terms, as indicated by the Starlink internet service terms and conditions released in October 2020. This contradicts the 1967 Outer Space Treaty, which states that the launch origin country is responsible for subsequent space activities. David Anderman, who served as SpaceX's general counsel when the terms were released, suggested to Inverse in 2021 that the two documents may be set on a collision course. Musk estimated in 2019 that it would take around 1 million tons of cargo to build a self-sustaining city on Mars. Assuming it costs $100,000 per ton to ship to Mars with the upcoming Starship, that would put Mars City's price at around $100 billion. And Musk estimates it would cost approximately $10 trillion at the high end. SpaceX may not only stop with one city, however. Paul Wooster, the principal Mars development engineer for SpaceX, said at its 21st annual International Mars Society convention in August 2022 that SpaceX could build multiple cities. The idea would be to expand out, start not just with an outpost, but grow into a larger base, not just like there are in Antarctica, but a village, a town growing into a city, and then multiple cities on Mars. Why does Elon Musk want to build a city on Mars? Musk's stated aim is to transform humanity into a multi-planet species. Over the years, he has listed reasons why humanity would want to expand into the universe. One theme he regularly lists is that a life-changing event on Earth could spell the end of society, but humanity could live on if it's able to set up base on a new planet like Mars. Earth is around 4.5 billion years old, but life is still not multiplanetary, but it's extremely uncertain how much time is left to become so. Musk wrote on Twitter in November 2021, beyond the worst-case scenario of climate change, a surprise meteor strike could also wipe out humanity. SpaceX concept art of a Starship taking off from Mars. Another reason, as he suggested in September 2018, is because it's a reason to keep on living. There are so many things that make people sad or depressed about the future, but I think becoming a space-faring civilization is one of those things that makes you excited about the future. In February 2022, Musk also declared that humanity should expand because we are life's guardians. The creatures that we love cannot build spaceships, but we can, and we can bring them with us. During an April 2021 appearance covered by CNBC, Musk indicated that another reason to go back was that humanity had barely ventured into space since the lunar landings. says. It's been almost half a century since humans last lived on the moon. That's too long. We need to get back there and have a permanent base on the moon. Again, like a big permanently occupied base on the moon, and then build a city on Mars to become a space-faring civilization, a multi-planet species. Musk isn't the first person to call for humanity to colonize another planet. Professor Stephen Hawking said in 2017 that humans would need to expand out within 100 years if they hope to survive. However, astrophysicist Martin Rees noted in response to Hawking and Musk that the idea was a dangerous delusion. Dealing with climate change on Earth is a dawdle compared to making Mars habitable. When did Musk first get the idea for a Mars city? It's hard to say when he first got his idea. Ashlee Vance's 2015 biography claims that by the middle of his teenage years, he'd come to see man's fate in the universe as his personal obligation. He was inspired by science fiction novels like Douglas Adams's Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. The book also cites Terence E. Benny, who went to school with Musk. Benny claims that Musk was already thinking about colonizing other planets in his early years. In 2001, Musk attended a meeting of the nonprofit Mars Society Group. Musk learned about the group's plans to send mice into space to inspire people during the event. Musk started considering the prospect of sending them to Mars instead, an idea that eventually led to him founding SpaceX. In 2007, before SpaceX had even launched its first rocket to orbit, Musk told Wired that in 30 years there would have been a base on the moon and Mars. The idea took on a new form in 2016 when he gave a speech at the International Astronautical Congress about making humanity a multi-planet species. How will Elon Musk build a city on Mars? Central to the plan is the spaceship. This fully reusable rocket, currently under development in Texas, will enable SpaceX to send humans and cargo to Mars, and the ship can launch over 100 tons or 100 people into space. Its use of liquid oxygen and methane as fuel rather than the rocket propellant used in the Falcon 9 means explorers can fly to Mars, refuel using resources found on the planet, and fly back to Earth. The astronauts could venture further into space, building a planet-hopping network of refueling stations. The ship is expected to host its first flight sometime this year. While the company's primary goal is to fly the ship from the Starbase facility in Texas, Musk has indicated that the team is also preparing to launch from Cape Canaveral in Florida, should too many delays arise. This backup plan may have led to a delay in a planned expansion to Starbase. In November 2018, Neil deGrasse Tyson declared that a whole category of war was the potential of evaporating entirely with planet-hopping technology. That's because humans would have the ability to venture out further and mine resources from even further away. In space, you do not need to fight a war. Just go to another asteroid and get your resources, deGrasse said. In December 2021, the Hope mission to Mars, hosted by the United Arab Emirates, encountered a dust storm. It quickly advanced thousands of miles wide, passing over the crater containing NASA's Perseverance rover and Ingenuity helicopter. The battery lasted until January 14. The events showed how the weather on Mars could be surprisingly brutal, especially compared to Earth's temperature. Dust storms that blow over solar panels can render them less effective, depriving a space station of vital electricity. Dust isn't the only obstacles the astronauts will face. In April 2022, NASA revealed that the Curiosity rover had given up its going expedition route due to ventifacts, sharp rocks that could damage the rover's wheels. Perhaps rather aptly, the mountain Curiosity was trying to climb Mount Sharp. Does Jeff Bezos agree with Elon Musk's Mars City idea? Not everybody in the space industry agrees with Musk's vision. Jeff Bezos, the founder of rival Blue Origin, prefers to build giant orbiting cities near Earth to expand humanity. In May 2019, Bezos cited research from physicist Gerald K. O'Neill. He asked a fundamental question: is a planetary surface the best place for humans to expand into the solar system? O'Neill decided the answer was no for three key reasons. The planetary surfaces aren't that big, and humans would maybe at best double the amount of available land surface. They're a long way away. A round trip to Mars would take years. The Earth and Mars align once every 22 months, and the journey itself would take a few months depending on the rocket. There won't be any real-time communications with Earth because of the distance. It takes around 20 minutes to send a signal to Mars, much slower than the tens of milliseconds it takes to communicate over the internet. Instead, Bezos prefers to build O'Neill-style colonies in Earth's orbit. This, he claims, could support up to 1 trillion humans. Makes no sense to grow the colony. You've had to transport vast mass from planets, moons, or asteroids, and it would be like trying to build the USA in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. What's the design for the Mars city? During Musk's 2017 International Astronautical Congress presentation, he revealed images of how the city may look. Musk claimed in 2019 that a return ticket could cost around $500,000 initially, dropping to $100,000 over time. Musk's goal in 2016 was to reach a ticket price of around the median price of a house in the United States, which would suggest people could sell their homes to move to Mars. Another option Musk suggested would be a personal loan. Visitors would pay off the loan by getting a job to help fill the city's labor shortages. It's an idea that arguably resembles 19th century American company towns, where employees lived in a city owned by their employer. Especially in the early days, Mars may not have any choices for local employment, and you'll need to pay off that loan for your flight. Günter Lang, an economics professor at Kuhn Logistics University in Germany, drew this plan into question in a May 2019 interview with Inverse. After all, why would you give up that luxury if you're rich enough to go? When will SpaceX build a city on Mars? In 2017, outlined an aspirational plan to send 2 cargo ships to Mars as early as 2022, and it would then send 4 boats at the following closest approach: 2 crewed ships and 2 cargo ships in 2024. However, in March 2022, Musk suggested on Twitter that it's a more likely date for humanity to witness the first humans on Mars closer to 2029. It's also possible that Musk was referencing the moon landing in 1969, making it around 60 years between the 2 feats. Mars and Earth are at their closest around once every 26 months. The distance between the two now reduces to approximately 33.9 million miles. In March 2019, Musk wrote on Twitter that it's possible to make a self-sustaining city on Mars by 2050 if we start in 5 years and take 10 orbital synchronizations. With 26 months between synchronizations, building the city would take around 22 years at a minimum. Musk has set a deadline for a self-sustaining Mars city with 1 million people by 2050. Musk would turn 79 years old that year. As SpaceX has yet to host its first orbital flight with the Starship, it seems unlikely it'll send the first cargo ships this year. If SpaceX adjusts its plans a more realistic late 2020s deadline, it's perhaps more possible that Musk could beat this goal. Will Elon Musk terraform Mars? Not in his lifetime, but he does have some ideas. At SpaceX's headquarters next to the lobby, the company has 2 images that show a before and after of a terraformed Mars. A current surface temperature on Mars is an average of minus 63 degrees Celsius or minus 82 degrees Fahrenheit. Musk's idea is to heat the planet's poles to release stores of frozen carbon dioxide. This would use a series of continuous low-fallout nuclear fusion explosions to act as artificial suns. The idea would be to use carbon dioxide stores to create a more hospitable atmosphere. Humans could then walk around the planet using just a breathing apparatus. That's the theory, at least. In practice, Bruce Jakosky and Christopher S. Edwards published a paper in Nature Astronomy in 2018 that drew that plan into question. It argued that not enough CO2 remaining on Mars to provide significant greenhouse warming were the gas to be emplaced into the atmosphere. The paper found that vaporizing Mars's carbon-rich sedimentary rocks would release enough gas for around 12 millibars of atmospheric pressure. By comparison, Earth's atmosphere is about 1,000 millibars at sea level. Jakosky and Edwards publicly discussed with Musk whether enough carbon dioxide was lurking behind the surface. However, the 3 three agree that the technology to terraform Mars is some ways away yet. Mars City first, then the rest later. So what do you think about Elon Musk's idea of colonizing Mars? Would you like to stop into the new planet and live there in the future? Let us know in the comments. That's all for today's video. Make sure you hit that bell icon for upcoming videos, and if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe, and thanks for watching.